Karna was born to Kunti and he was abandoned and he eventually got adopted by a charioteer. All throughout his life, he was reminded that he was of low birth. However high or great his skills and abilities and personality was, he could not shake that one thing off. What does this tell you? This is fate or destiny versus human agency or free will. Okay, so whenever there is a fate versus free will, you can take Karna's example and talk about how he could not shake that thing off. He was always reminded of being a charioteer's son. The second story is that Karna needed to belong to somebody. He had deep insecurities and therefore he sought belongingness, and he found that in Duryodhana. And while he knew that Duryodhana was morally wrong, he chose to side with him. And this is where he chose loyalty over righteousness. So basically, what this tells us is that human need to belong or human need for belongingness is a significantly strong motivation. Okay? So things like that you can use in your essay. This is the underlying abstraction. Third story, Karna, whatever he did, especially taking sides, and he had decided a side, and he decided that it was morally right for me to follow this course. This is my principle, and he stood steadfast in his principle. He was a man of honor, so he had no doubts about his position. Unlike Arjuna, who had significant doubts over his morality, where his morality was, and that is exactly what Bhagavad Gita is all about, right? Krishna explaining to Arjuna where his moral ground should be. So one person is absolutely steadfast and the other person is on shaky ground. But the fundamental knowledge here is that the distinction between right and wrong is not always clear. So we should be flexible in our thought process so that we can emerge through it. We can emerge through darkness towards light. And this is exactly where Karna went wrong. So being steadfast in your principle, being rigid in your principles is not the way to go.